Okay, well, I'm starting with my work in progress for next year. So I'm hoping this fall or next spring to side the shed, and then it'll be pretty. And then this garden here, because I always need to hide that bit of garbage, I want to focus on ferns and grasses. It gets a lot of morning sun, but then is shaded and moist for the rest of the day because it gets all the runoff from the rock going down. And we've pruned out most of the nasty prickly rose, and there's beautiful wildflowers in here. I've got some nice black-eyed Susans, some wild sedums, and my favorite little orange orchid flower that I just love. This one's going to get cut out either today or tomorrow because that is just a great big weed, but it is covering the construction debris. So then my other little work in progress, I think I'm going to do a nice hedge of sweetgrass going along here because I think it's not great soil, no room for roots, and I think that will tie my fern and grasses here into my perennial bed. I think I need a statue down here, but nobody else agrees with me. So I've got my little hostas coming up here that are hostas I found in the wild and just kind of plunked in there. And this is a beautiful lilac that is more of a blue, and the one behind it's more purple. And I have a nice variegated grass there. This thing here, I have no idea what it's called, but it has bloomed like crazy all summer long, and it's almost hurts your eyes to look at. It's so bright. My purple bee balm, more hostas back there, which I'll have to move, I think, because that's a bit of a sunny spot for them. And I got a wild hydrangea that planted itself there. It's a bit of a thug, and I've hacked it back because it doesn't really bloom, so contemplating pulling that out. This is a little geranium, and it has a beautiful little pink flower. I really like it. I think it makes a nice heaped bush when it's not flowering. And this, although you can see the nice ragweed coming up in the middle of it, has a nice little blue flower in the spring, and it's actually done quite nicely this year and spread itself out, so I'm excited for that next spring. And then I have my David Austin rose, which has no Japanese beetles on it, but now has these lovely little caterpillars on it. So that's just an ongoing issue with my roses. But I mean, he's not done too badly for his first year. He's quite big. Learned a few things this year that I'll do differently next year as far as beetle traps and stuff. And then I've put in these, because that's a very pale kind of creamy color rose, I put in some bright phlox there this year, so those will probably double in size and height for next year. These are some flowers I think came from you, my red bee balm and globe thistle in the back there. It comes along to my giant hibiscus, which has got tons and tons of buds coming, so I'm really excited what that's going to do, and I really hope that winters out again as a new plant this year. I got some corn and some white phlox that are doing very well. A little bit of baby's breath, and these faux sunflowers that do, I think they're a Jerusalem artichoke, do very well. Come along quite nicely. I've got beautiful echinacea all along here. Those aren't my most stunning ones. And there's my yellow rose, which is looking quite lush. So maybe I have to do something about the beetles that are going to come as soon as those buds open, sooner rather than later. More faux sunflower, peonies, globe thistles. I've got my Himalayan impatiens in the back there that I really enjoy. Come along, here's my more stunning echinacea. It's quite a bush of echinacea this year. Really pleased with that. And then the oak tree this year has created a beautiful canopy that you just kind of have to duck under and come into the kind of a secret wooded garden. It's beautiful back here. Love it back here. Very pretty. My fence goes all the way around behind the chicken coop. This is where I store all my crapola. And this year you cannot see the chickens through the gardens. And I think I'm going to pause there and start again because it's going to get too long.